characteristic is Baroque art. Baroque art is theatrical, has a lot of drama and a lot of expression. Uh, it, its characteristics is diagonals and intense emotion, the lights and the shadows, and its realism. Caravaggio was a big artist in that movement. His artworks were religious and dark and dramatic and highly influential. Then we move on to the New Realism, which isn't a movement, but it was the beginning of including real, not idealized subjects. In the 19th century, it becomes a movement, and mainly they would paint what they observed, the expressions on the face, the way their hands were placed, the textures of their clothes were defined, if it was smooth or pleated, and usually it was real life events. Then we move on to Posinus and Rubinus. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly. This was an argument among artists what they believed was more important. The Pausanists believed that drawing was more important, and the Rubinists believed the color was more important. So drawing was more cerebral, and Rubinist was more sensual. And the influence for the 17th century was the Counter-Reformation. It was a response to the Reformation. The Catholic Church was renewing and reaffirming their beliefs that the 95 Theses had made people go against the church. And in the Council of Trent, they discussed using art to influence ordinary people back to the church. So they made a list of things that the art had to follow, and it had to have a clear message about the moral instruction that the church provides, and it had to teach that moral instruction, and not only teach, but it had to captivate the viewer and delight them and persuade them, inspire them to become faithful to the church, and convince them that it was the truth, and it mainly influenced them with their emotions. So that's the end of the 17th century. This is an example of a Baroque painting, but it's Las Meninas by Diego Velázquez, which was very discussed and appreciated by many artists. And as you can see, it has the lights and the shadows, and he is in that picture, in that painting himself, and he commissioned work by I don't remember which king. It was a king, and you can see his reflection in the mirror, so you can maybe believe that he's in the room, not in the painting, just in the mirror, in the reflection of the mirror.